And the truth like cuts deep. And I think what Kendrick was doing was really talking to his soul.
No, you know who prioritized Kendrick over Drake? The people.
Yeah. They both beat Drake in a rap battle. They're the only two rappers that beat Drake in a rap battle, right? I'm not shocked. I expected him to say all this.
Kendrick Lamar and Pusha T are reportedly collaborating on a new project, and the target seems to be none other than Drake. According to speculation, the duo plans to double down on the infamous PDF file allegations and bring to light some of Drake's darkest secrets.
Now, in the Super Bowl, what do you view his branding and his impact on the game?
Man, it's amazing. Like, you gotta think, I'm sure people have said and have told him his whole career, like, oh my God, you rap good, you're great, but you rap too much.
Pusha T has consistently expressed profound respect for Kendrick Lamar's unwavering dedication to lyricism in hip-hop. During a panel at REVOLT WORLD in Atlanta in September 2024, Pusha T lauded Kendrick for remaining authentic to his craft, stating, "It's amazing to watch him be exactly who he is, be the lyric king." He emphasized that Kendrick's commitment to lyric-driven hip-hop has garnered appreciation even from those who typically don't focus on lyrics.
It's amazing to watch him be exactly who he is, be the lyric king. And people who never even listen to lyrics are like reciting his freestyles, his battles, his songs. It's great to watch. And it's great for what it is that we do in lyric-driven hip-hop. It's great to see.
Reflecting on the rivalry between Kendrick Lamar and Drake, Pusha T highlighted the depth of Kendrick's lyrical prowess. He remarked, "Kendrick is a lyricist that talks to your soul. The truth really hurts. The truth cuts deep." I think Kendrick was really talking to Drake's soul. Pusha T suggested that such impactful lyricism could lead someone to tap out or even consider legal action.
Do you agree with the people that Kendrick won the battle?
1000%.
How did he do it? And then we'll get to your part, because he talked about you, but I want to let you speak on it in general first.
I think that Kendrick is a lyricist, and a lyricist that talks to your soul. Like, you can be clever, you can say cute things, you can do things in cadences and so on and so forth. But the truth really hurts. And the truth like cuts deep. And I think what Kendrick was doing was really talking to his soul. I believe that. And I believe that's, that would cause you to tap out, that'll cause you to sue, that'll cause you to do a lot of things. It's crazy. Listen, suing is crazy. It's nuts. But whatever.
In a significant legal development, Drake filed a lawsuit against his label, Universal Music Group, UMG, in January 2025. The suit alleges that UMG defamed him by releasing and promoting Kendrick Lamar's diss track, Not Like Us, which contains serious accusations against Drake. Drake contends that UMG's actions caused him reasonable fear of physical harm and accuses the label of prioritizing profits over his safety.
Kendrick Lamar is signed to a record label called Interscope Records. Both of these record labels are owned by Universal Music Group. Now, what Drake is saying is that Universal Music Group, since it owns both him and Kendrick Lamar's music, favored Kendrick Lamar over Drake during their rap beef. Why? Well, here's where it starts to get wicked. See, Drake is in contract negotiations with Universal Music Group. But Universal Music Group had a problem. Drake made them a lot of money. So now Drake's basically like, you see how much I'm worth, Universal Music Group. For my next contract, I need that. Y'all better give me that money. They said, how much you want? He said, a lot. Now, while all this is going on, the Kendrick and Drake beef thing happened. So Drake says Universal Music Group amplified Kendrick to ruin Drake's career. So then during the contract negotiations, Universal could be like, oh, you're not worth that much now. You look terrible in front of the media. we'll give you this much. And Drake claims they basically did this through botted plays, giving Kendrick Lamar more plays like fake streams through Spotify. He claims that Spotify might be in on this too. Again, to make it look like Kendrick is doing better than he actually is and to make Drake look bad. Now, here's the problem. Remember how I told you this is not a lawsuit? This is a petition? Well, that means Drake doesn't have an insane amount of evidence. What he's basically saying is, courts, tell Universal Music Group to give me the evidence, because I, Drake, know it happened. I heard it from ex-employees.
UMG responded to Drake's lawsuit by denying the allegations and asserting that they have always supported Drake's career. The label emphasized that fans choose the music they prefer, and UMG would never undermine any of its artists. They also accused Drake of attempting to suppress creative expression through legal means.
Universal Music Group responds to Drake by saying, yo, this ain't got nothing to do with us. If you want to sue somebody, sue Kung Fu Kenny. The fans choose which song becomes popular, and that's actually very important because Universal Music Group is saying, yo, people just liked his songs better, broski, let it go. But the fans fully choosing the music might not be entirely true. Universal Music Group and Spotify are like this. They're locked in. It's been known for a long time that streaming companies favor record label artists. A record label says, yo, push this person out. The streaming company might put him on a few more playlists. Drake understands this, so he's putting Universal Music Group in a tough position because Kendrick Lamar very well might have had his plays increased. But so does every other artist under record labels. Allegedly, it's kind of like massive influencers having some fake followers.
Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us has had a profound impact on the music industry, not only intensifying the feud between Kendrick and Drake, but also sparking discussions about artistic expression and label dynamics.
Kind of clears the path and clears the way for Not Like Us to be dropped at the Super Bowl. The second one, and this is where things get really interesting to me, is they have filed a motion to dismiss the Texas predisposition. Now check this one out. UMG Recordings files this motion to dismiss Aubrey Drake Graham's petition for pre-suit deposition under Texas Rule Civil Procedure 202 pursuant to the Texas Citizens Participation Act and shows the following in support. Petitioner's Rule 202 petition arises out of an ongoing feud between two prominent rap artists, Petitioner, stage name Drake, and Kendrick Lamar Duckworth, stage name Kendrick Lamar. UMG distributes the recordings of both of these artists. Beginning in the spring of 2024, Petitioner and Kendrick Lamar each released recordings containing lyrics which attack the other performer, which are known within the genre as diss tracks. This rap battle culminated in a recording by Kendrick Lamar called Not Like Us, released in May 2024, to which Petitioner has taken offense. Oh, he hurt his feelings. Rather than addressing his grievances with Kendrick Lamar, how many of us have pointed this out?
The track's success and the ensuing legal battles have highlighted the complex relationships between artists and their labels, as well as the influence of corporate interests on creative works.
Petitioner has resorted to strategic legal retaliation against UMG and others in an apparent effort to pressure them to limit the distribution of Not Like Us. Think about that last line. Pressure them to limit the distribution of Not Like Us. What can we read between the lines there? What is one of those instances where Drake would want that distribution limited? How about licensing it out to the NFL in the Super Bowl halftime show? I don't think that this timing is coincidental.
Pusha T and Kendrick Lamar stand as the only rappers to outshine each other in lyrical rap battles, showcasing their unmatched skill, sharp wit, and dominance in the art of lyricism.
Pusha T has reacted to the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, and Pusha T said that he 1000% believes Kendrick Lamar won the battle because Kendrick Lamar is a lyricist. He talks to your soul, the truth cuts deep, and that Kendrick was really talking to Drake's soul, and that it would make anyone tap out. And then it also makes some people sue, like Drake's now with UMG. Pusha T basically alludes to the fact that he's friends with Kendrick Lamar and that he spoke to him after this beef as well. Imagine that, how that goes, that phone call, that text. Pusha T and Kendrick Lamar, like, yo, you beat him too? I knew you'd do it. Yeah. You crawled so I could run. Yeah. They both beat Drake in a rap battle. They're the only two rappers to beat Drake in a rap battle, right? I'm not shocked. I expected him to say all this. Drake still had the record that he said was going to annihilate go crazy on Pusha T, he never dropped it.
Never dropped.
I still wish he dropped it. LeBron James said he heard it. Remember? LeBron was like, don't drop it. Like, what? Says he would let LeBron James down. Now, fast forward, we got LeBron James dancing the TV off. Turn the TV off.
The feud between Kendrick and Drake reached new heights with the release of their respective diss tracks. Kendrick's Not Like Us stands out for its scathing lyrics and detailed accusations aimed at Drake.
No, but do you see what he's saying? He's saying that the song caused people to truly think he was a pedophile, and then they went and shot up his house hoping to kill a pedophile.
Yeah.
Just like Pizzagate.
The reason that's not going to fly, though, is because, and it's Drake's fault. And we talked about this during the battle. Drake didn't just target Kendrick. Drake targeted multiple people in those diss records. Months ago, when Drake was going to sue, nobody's going to allow you to call him a pedophile, a child molester, without taking some sort of legal action. But we do have to look at the hypocrisy in this. They're both signed to UMG. Not only did UMG push Not Like Us, they pushed records from Drake, where Drake was saying Kendrick was a woman beater, where Drake was saying Kendrick's the mother of Kendrick's child.
Do we know for a fact that those records were released with UMG?
Yes, we do.
And do we know for a fact that they discounted the spins on those records?
What do you mean?
So what he's alleging is that they gave a discounted rate for the spins for Not Like Us, which promoted the record and made it more advantageous for the Spotifys and the Apple Musics of the world to play it. So if they didn't do that same thing for his diss records, then you could make the argument that they prioritized Kendrick over Drake.
No.
Amidst the drama, Drake's previously unreleased verse from Splash Brothers resurfaced, adding another layer to the feud. Originally intended for French Montana's album, the verse highlights Drake's dominance during his peak years, but also hints at the power struggles within UMG. The delay and eventual leak of the verse underscore the shifting dynamics within the label, with Drake's influence seemingly waning as Kendrick rises to prominence.
When he's saying Lucian to me like Kobe and Shaquille, that just speaks to how invincible he felt at a certain point in his career.
A bar.
And to see him turn around now today,
right,
and sue a lawsuit against somebody who he referred to when he was on top. Because again, this verse, right? So Rick Ross and Drake, they got into it over this verse last year, right? Early Q2 last year, they got into it about this verse. That's when Rick Ross was like, oh, you blocking niggas. French Montana's supposed to be your man. You ain't let him put the song out. This was the song, like Alex said. We don't know when this verse was recorded. Yeah. This could have been recorded a year prior to that, 6 months prior to that, 2 years, whatever it was. We just know prior to him and Rick Ross falling out, this verse was recorded. And at the time of him saying this, he must have had ultimate confidence and power within the label structure.
This was 2023 that it was released.
French's album, yeah, this is supposed to be on French's last album.
This was supposed to come out in 2024, 2023 time.
So it was set to be released 2021.
It was set to be, so again.
Damn, that's a long time before that.
And we know this is Drake's run. He's at the height of his career at that point. So for him to say this and feel like this, and to see the turn of events where we are today,
right,
I think that just says a lot.
One of the most significant aspects of the Kendrick-Drake feud is the contrast in their approaches to diss tracks. Kendrick is known for backing his claims with verifiable evidence, lending credibility to his accusations. In contrast, Drake's diss tracks often rely on bravado and indirect jabs, which lack the same impact. This difference not only defines their rivalry, but also showcases Kendrick's meticulous approach to lyricism compared to Drake's more surface-level attacks.
I don't know where Drake got this idea from. He convinced all of us that it was true. At least he convinced us in that one moment. And that's the difference between the Kendrick disses and the Drake disses. When you go back and look at what Kendrick is talking about in the songs, there is relative evidence for a lot of it. But for Drake, a lot of it is just hearsay. And for him to come back and say, well, these things aren't true, why should we believe you? And I think to a certain extent, that same sort of idea can be applied to Kendrick, but here's the difference. Even if Kendrick is revealing new information that there is no source for on these songs, it is based on the precedent of something real, of something that we know is real. This video, again, being a good example of that. Whereas all of Drake's accusations are fairly baseless right now. And I don't know about you guys, but this whole Dave Free thing is super lame. And it's lame when compared to what Drake is being accused of. It's like, I don't know what you're accusing Kendrick of here, but it's not necessarily a character flaw or a very bad thing for a person to do. But whose side are you on right now?
Drake's frustrations have escalated to the point where he has filed a lawsuit against Kendrick Lamar, accusing him of defamation through his music. Legal experts suggest that such a move could backfire, as Kendrick's attorneys are likely to argue that the accusations made in Not Like Us fall under the umbrella of artistic expression.
See, when you may be only suing because you've lost your leverage. And I don't know if Drake wants to open that can of worms that could come from suing Kendrick Lamar, quite possibly the least hip-hop move of all time, because then you would literally be suing over a rap beef. Even if I don't believe it, him suing UMG, the big bad machine, is more in line with him trying to martyrize himself and make himself seem as some type of messiah for like the smaller artists, which obviously he's not. Seems to come from a selfish angle, because if he were the top guy still, if he were still UMG's golden goose and he was still able to throw his weight around, I don't think he would be doing any of this stuff. And since Kendrick Lamar and Whitney could possibly make the same claims if he were to actually go and try to file some suit, I'm pretty sure his attorneys would definitely advise him against that. But after saying that, I honestly can totally see Drake doing the exact opposite that they recommend and forcing them to file some suit, especially with this past year that has seemingly handed him out L after L.
This legal battle could set a precedent for how diss tracks are interpreted in court and whether they qualify as defamation.
Can someone please tell Drake to just give it up? It's almost 2025. I do not want to still be talking about this. Yesterday, Drake filed a lawsuit against Kendrick Lamar and his label. Within it, he claims that the reason he lost the rap battle is because UMG, Kendrick's label, was faking his streams. Drake, we do not care about the streams. You just got cooked. The problem with that, though, is that Drake is signed to Cash Money Records, which is distributed by Republic Records, which is a division of UMG, which is Kendrick's label. So Drake's basically suing his own label. If Kendrick's streams are probably faked, that means Drake's streams are probably faked. So he's shooting himself in the foot. Get it together, bro.
The ongoing rivalry between Drake and Kendrick has sparked broader debates about the state of the music industry. Critics argue that Drake's actions, suing both Kendrick and his own label, threaten the creative freedom of artists. By turning to legal action, Drake risks creating an environment where diss tracks and other forms of artistic expression are censored for fear of litigation.
Extremely accurate in their music. Does this now limit artistic integrity and freedom?
Nothing happens.
No, I mean, currently right now, because what if the judge, this is all speculation. If the judgment goes in his favor, right?
I don't do well with speculation. Because nothing has happened. Everybody, I'm not gonna speculate around what Drake is trying to do. But I just don't see the end of this with the windfall of what's going on. He's not an independent artist yet. He's signed to the label, to the distribution still. So I don't know what the end all to be all is. For me, I'm lost. And I'm willing to admit it. But if you ever thought about it because you know more about the legal stuff, then
legally, anytime cases like this happen, depending on what the judgment is, it becomes groundbreaking in one direction or the other. So if UMG wins, it should be business as usual. But if Drake wins now, what does that open? It opens up a big can of worms, because now everyone can go back and say, this ain't real, this ain't real, this ain't real.
Hip-hop veteran Jim Jones has described the lawsuit as a calculated business move. According to Jones, the legal battle is less about artistic integrity and more about financial gains. He suggested that if Drake wins, it could shift the balance of power within UMG, potentially leading to increased scrutiny of the label's practices. However, Jones also noted that such disputes are ultimately part of the business side of the music industry.
If he was suing Kendrick Lamar for defamation of character directly, the hip-hop game should be in a uproar.
Jim Jones says Drake's lawsuit is all business.
He's suing UMG, bro.
It's coming from a rap beef.
You think about this shit wrong. You think about a bag or you think about a rap beef that's imaginary to the people. These are playing on the highest level of entertainment.
He's trying to suggest that Drake's lawsuit is strictly about the money, but I don't buy it.
Now, if he could catch $1 billion gain in the midst of a rap beef, he didn't sue Kendrick Lamar. He sued UMG, which is the biggest company that has the biggest bag.
I can tell Jim never read the lawsuit. It has Kendrick's lyrics all over it, and it even mentions the Juneteenth pop-out show that he did.
This ain't got nothing to do with rap battle. Them is penis. Ain't got nothing to do with it. He's doing some shit that's like taboo that been scared to do,
I've never
nigga.
seen this.
Only other nigga that was ill like do shit like this was like Michael Jackson, and we not gonna get into how that ended up for him.
Roddy Ricch offered a more philosophical take on the feud, likening it to a boxing match between two heavyweights. He described the rivalry as beautiful for culture because it injects energy and competition into the culture. Roddy also pointed out that the drama has made East Coast music more vibrant as fans rally behind their favorite artists. For Roddy, the feud is a testament to the enduring power of hip-hop as a competitive art form.
When you first got introduced to Like That.
Like That.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, Pluto and Metro, them like that's like my, you know.
Did you know it was coming?
They on my Mount Rushmore.
Gotcha.
I knew it was coming. We heard, you know, we talked. So I knew it was coming. I just didn't know what it was.
Right.
I didn't know what it was. So, you know, we was at where was we at? I think we was at Larrabee when we listened to Future's album from front to back. But
Was that verse on there?
Oh yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, yeah. So, you know, we listened to it and we knew we had to strap our boots.
Right.
I mean,
But did you understand what that was when it was with Drake and when it was with Kendrick? Did you know like, okay, there's something going on here. There's a movement here.
What it was for hip hop, man. You had two of the biggest guys, you know, getting in the ring and boxing. You know, real sports shit. You know what I mean? And I think it was beautiful for the culture.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.